we're getting a lot of big cap stocks. There's some really prominent ones you need to be watching. So I brought 5 in different industries that'll give us some insight into what's happening out there in the economy with inflation and even with the labor shortage issue. So let's see what they are. We're leading it off with Mastercard. They have a great earnings surprise track record. Just that one miss in 2020 that mars this 5-year track record, but they've met or beat every quarter other than that one. So that's really hard to do. And I always kind of bet on Mastercard and its competitor Visa to beat. So we'll see what they do this quarter. Year to date, these shares are down, but not that much, only a couple percent. And so it's been kind of hanging out here over the last year, hasn't been doing its usual run-up thing. That could have been because of valuations. It's now trading at 34 times forward, but it had been even more stretched than that a year ago. So this is definitely one a lot of people are going to be watching on the payment side. Also, they're going to be watching just what they say about what the consumers are doing. Are they booking that travel? Are they spending money? All of that stuff is going to be in play with Mastercard. So this is definitely one to watch. Then we're going to switch over to the restaurant chains. McDonald's, they have beat 3 quarters in a row, and these shares actually took off in 2021 after struggling during the opening round of the pandemic. But they're down a little bit here, like everything is in 2022, but still trading fairly pricey at 25 times. Now, McDonald's is kind of going to be the epicenter for all the things we talk about right now. Inflation costs going up, labor issues, can they get anyone to work right now? Omicron issues, how many stores have to close because workers are sick? All of these things going on right now for McDonald's. So if you want to know what's going on with the restaurant area, definitely tune in to McDonald's this week because that's going to be a very important earnings conference call. Then we're going to switch over to retail. Tractor Supply, one of my favorites, TSCO. It's had a big surge during the pandemic as, of course, everybody was out shopping, and Tractor Supply, one of the beneficiaries, they have beat 7 times in a row, even while the pandemic first hit. So that last miss down here in 2020, this was pre-pandemic, January 30th. So that they put together at least the meet or the beat every quarter. These shares have started to come down too here in 2022, down over 10% here so far, but still fairly pricey for a retailer trading at 24 times. But that is also true of some of its other competitors like Home Depot, Lowe's, all those big winners, but also very pricey. So those shares have started to come down. But if you want to know what's going on in the retail area, and especially the more rural areas, because that's where Tractor Supply is located, this is one to tune into. Then we're going to switch over to the science and tech side, Danaher. This has been one of the top stock charts of the last 5 years. Look at that. It's just been surging. It hasn't missed. This is definitely the epitome of an earnings all-stars. Of course, like all these stocks, shares are starting to pull back, down about 15% here so far in 2022. But shares still kind of pricey here, trading at 27 times. So if this is just a revalue type of pullback, we may have a little more, pullback to go, so to speak. So this is one I'm going to be watching because over the last 30 years, it's been one of the top 30 performers on the S&P 500. And it just kind of keeps going with that growth. And if you can get it at a cheaper price, then you might want to do so. So I'm keeping it on my watch list. And then we're going to wrap it up with a newbie that I don't think I've talked about before, McCormick and Company, ticker MKC. This is where we're seeing some of the changes in what everybody's watching these days. So McCormick is the spices, seasonings, condiments. You know McCormick if you cook anything. And what are we all doing right now? We're cooking. So it got a big boost in 2020 as everybody rushed out and cooked at home when they couldn't go to the restaurants. Then the shares have pulled back here. Starting in mid 2020, we got vaccines. Everybody thought, oh, we're going to get the reopen. Nobody's going to be cooking anymore. But we're seeing this swift rebound here, even in 2021, because people getting it kind of wrong. A lot of behaviors have changed, and we are still cooking at home. So these shares not down too much here in 2022 because they did do the pullback, and they are kind of an Omicron play again. So they're down only a couple percent here. Still pricey, however, trading at 31 times. So this will be an interesting earnings call if you want to know what is happening with the cook from home now that Omicron is here and what they think 2022 is going to bring. That's going to be a tricky one for these food and eat at home type companies. So there's a lot going on this week, as you can tell. I'm able to find great earnings surprise charts in all different industries, and you should try to watch them all because we're going to get a good handle on what's going on with the economy out there over the next few weeks. And I'm going to be bringing it all to you, the best earnings charts all throughout earnings season. So get them all at zacks.com/YouTube and on my Twitter and StockTwits accounts. It's just under my name at Tracy Reineck. You can find me there. And you can also follow Zacks' Twitter account at Zacks Investment Research. But make sure you get us somewhere, and I'll see you again next time with some more charts.